Hey, welcome. So this one I'm not doing on my stream. I'm just figured I'd record it. It's a new Shoeonhead video. Haven't seen it yet. Been looking forward to it. Been wanting to see it. Been itching to see it. Decided to wait till I actually react to it with you guys, if there's anybody there. So, yeah, I'm Kivox. Let's get into this. See what she has to say.
Welcome to another episode of What the Hell is Going On with your host, Ugly Belle Delphine. Now, before you ask, yes, there is an Epstein Files video coming out. I feel like everyone has like streamer brain nowadays, and like every fucking video has to be breaking news in order to get the most views. But I am taking my time with it. I'm sure you understand. There is...
Yeah, that's so true. I feel like there's just constant news all the time. There's nothing else. Everything's breaking. There's always chaos. It's too much. Like, you just got... People just need to get outside and look around them and realize it's not as bad as the internet makes it seem. Not as bad as the internet makes it seem, though it can seem that way a lot.
A lot happening.
You know,
Also
with
true.
this anti-Semitic culture right now, she voted against a resolution condemning.
I cannot stand Pam Bondi. She needs to go.
Oh,
Is
Jewish.
Jewish.
I
want to be clear.
Do you want to go there, Attorney General? Do you want to go there? Are you serious?
Gentlemen,
Talking about anti-Semitism to a woman who lost her grandfather in the Holocaust.
Your country,
Those are adults.
sir. Anyway, let's just forget about these satanic billionaire pedophiles running the world, and let's talk about some internet drama, shall we? Because that is what's really important. For a little over a decade now, the most inane things can get you called a racist or a Nazi on the internet, to the point where these words hold little to no meaning anymore. It's so bad that when someone is called a racist or a Nazi online, I'm immediately like, oh, what funny joke did they tell? But ladies
That's so true. The word Nazi and all that stuff has been watered down so much. None of it means anything anymore.
and gentlemen, we have officially come to the point where not saying anything also makes you a racist Nazi. For the few of you watching this channel who are employed, there's a very popular Twitch streamer named Emaru. She's a cosplayer, just kind of a fun, chill, normie video game streamer. Well, the other day, someone in her chat asked her opinion about ice, and this is what she had to say.
Like, there's a certain extent where I'm like, okay, sure, I get people wanting big content creators to, like, say their opinions on, like, important topics. I get that, right? But it's like, if you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to get off the internet.
In a world where
And that's a based reaction. 100% based. She doesn't need to give her opinions at all.
it seems like every single celebrity is just screaming their political takes completely unprompted, this was a refreshing thing to hear. Seems like a pretty sane, rational, inoffensive thing to say, right? Wrong. This short little clip where she ironically tried to avoid controversy ended up being one of the most controversial dramas this year. I feel like decades worth of news has happened in the past like 2 months, don't you? Every day there's like a breaking story of the most insane shit you've ever heard in your life, and everyone is expected to have a fully formed opinion on every single breaking story. There's pressure to react, to pick a side, to condemn, to defend. But the reality is, when a story first breaks, we're usually not seeing the full picture. And that's why for years now, I have been using today's sponsor, Brown News. So let's quickly give them a shout out before we jump into today's
Definitely not skipping this, but that's an app I would 100% recommend if you're interested in news. It is helpful.
video, shall we? Ground News is a website and an app that lets you see how news stories are being covered all across the political spectrum, from left, right, and center. Every story comes with a quick visual breakdown of political bias, ownership, and headlines that helps you understand the full story and really make sure you're getting both sides. They really make it fun and easy to compare headlines to see how political bias and media ownership can affect the framing of a story. For example, let's take a look at this one about how RFK admits he used to snort cocaine off toilet seats. If you look it up on Ground News, a right-wing headline covers it like this: RFK revealed why he wasn't scared of COVID. It was a legendary answer. And a left-wing outlet covers the same story like this: Robert F. Kennedy Jr. doesn't fear germs, and his reason is really, really gross. Same
I mean, both kind of accurate.
story, completely different vibes. The ground news feature I like the most is the blind spot tool. It shows you how news stories have been covered by only one side of the political spectrum and ignored by the other. For example, here's a story about how Hillary Clinton says migration has gone too far. Rare Hillary Clinton W.
Yeah.
Suspicious.
I mean, to be fair, that was something she was saying a long time ago.
7 sources covered it. 91% of those sources were right-wing, and only 4% were left-wing. Interesting. Or this one about how middle-class Americans are selling plasma because of financial pressure. Americans are
That's not a bad idea. I might go and do that. I don't need it.
selling their blood because they're so poor. 71% of the sources that covered this were left-wing, and only 14% were right-wing. I have been using Ground News for like 5 years now, and I am obsessed. It is one of the first apps I open when I wake up in the morning. It really helps me stay informed and helps me keep up with the news for my videos. But don't just take my word for it. Even the Nobel Peace Center recognized Ground News as an excellent way to stay informed, avoid echo chambers, and expand your worldview. Best of all, I am currently offering 40% off their Vantage plan, which is the plan I use to access all their amazing features.
Worth
This
it.
comes to only like $5 a month, which is like the price of a cup of coffee nowadays. To get the 40% discount, just go to ground.news/shoe or use the QR code on screen right here, or click the link in the video description down below to subscribe to their Vantage plan today. Big thanks
I think that's actually cheaper than a cup of coffee nowadays.
to Ground News for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad as always. Right. And
I didn't skip it, I swear.
now let's get back to the video. In this video, we are going to talk about the drama surrounding Emaru, the people trying to cancel her, the mistake the left is making by embracing cancel culture again. We're gonna read some insane, hilarious tweets, of course, and then we will talk about my personal experience with these people. And what do I mean by these people? I mean the cult of the CryBullies.
Yay!
I'm sorry if I sound even more like a prepubescent boy in this video. I am a little bit sick, but I am here, slaving over a hot laptop.
Welcome
for
back.
you. If you guys saw my last video, you know I am quite critical of ICE. I don't think we should abolish them, of course, but I think it is good and healthy to criticize your government. I am a political culture war commentator. I talk about political topics often. People come to me to hear my political opinions. But not everybody wants to be a political YouTuber or streamer. And not everybody wants to listen to a political YouTuber or streamer. Sometimes we just want to have fun and talk about other things. There are lots of other things to talk about. Sometimes we want to look at funny memes or watch funny videos without having politics shoved down our throat. So a lot of people thought it was really refreshing when a cosplay streamer was basically like, I don't want to talk about politics. Why are you coming to me for politics? It was a perfectly sane, rational opinion. So of course, like half the internet had a problem with it. It's just not that hard to say f ICE. It's really not that hard to say f ICE, to be honest. Is it so hard to just say f ICE? It's really not hard to say f ICE. Jesus Christ, how hard is it to just say f ICE? How hard is it to just say f ICE? How hard is it to just say f ICE and move on? Oh my god. Just say f ICE. It's not
I mean, I said that yesterday when all the ice in my freezer was clumped together and I couldn't get it out so I could put it in my glass of whiskey. Does that count?
hard. Is it so hard to just say the line? Say the line! Say it! Jesus Christ, like at this point, even if Emaru did want to like abolish ICE, even if she really did think, F ICE, she shouldn't say it. Like I wouldn't say it at this point because this is just like, this is creepy. This is like a horde of zombies chasing after you.
That's exactly what it is.
It's actually super easy to stream and have opinions. I'll show you. F ICE, f Donald Trump and everyone in his administration, f Elon Musk, free Palestine, US is on stolen land built by stolen people, Luigi did nothing wrong, abortion is healthcare, leave trans people the f alone. These people
Yeah, Luigi killed a man in cold blood. Yeah, totally did nothing wrong.
literally just speak in bumper stickers, dude. Just like copy pasting the internet leftist starter pack. What the hell am I looking at? I hate the Reddit ass. Hey, it's super easy. It's crazy like 1,000 years ago, this dude's ancestors were hunting mammoths. And now he's on here like, Men should not be speaking like this. I'm sorry. We need another war. The post that really seemed to kick this all off was made
I mean, that could be coming.
by Denims, the self-described largest female political streamer. Only because I don't stream Denims. Only because I don't stream. Anyway, I don't have any, like, personal beef with denims. This isn't, like, an own denims video. We used to be kind of cool years ago, but, she apparently has some opinions on Emaru, so let's hear her out. Never thought I'd see the day we'd be fence-sitting the modern Gestapo. First of all, she's not...
God, I hate that so much. That, like, that really touches a nerve. That's such a stupid comment.
Fence sitting. She's just choosing not to talk about politics. Like, in order to fence sit, you actually have to say something. She didn't even say anything. Like, how do you even know what her opinion is? Second of all, modern Gestapo.
Yeah. Tell me your opinion. No, you're a fence sitter. That doesn't make any sense.
Why is everything the f***ing Holocaust? It's totally normal to criticize ICE. It's totally understandable to have issues with the things they are doing. But modern Gestapo? Don't you guys get tired of this shit? Like, don't you guys get tired of saying, like, isn't this exhausting after a while?
No. So here's my thought. This is my thought. You know what? Extroverts and introverts get their energy doing, like, recover their energy doing different things. Extroverts, they socialize, they get their energy back. Introverts, they kind of stay inside and kick back and relax, game, whatever, get their energy back. These people need to call people slurs and call them Nazis and the Gestapo and F-ICE and all that stuff. That's how they get their energy. I'm convinced.
Everything is Nazis, everything is the Holocaust, everyone is Hitler. It's like nothing else bad ever happened in history. Like, what did they used to compare bad things to before World War II? Oh my god, you're literally Napoleon. Also, I love this. Racist chud. Like, where did the racism part, like, where did that come from? Listen, I don't get on camera and start talking about cars or math or taxes or investing or going outside or the plenty of other things I don't know about. I sit here and talk about the gender war and the culture war because I'm good at those things and that's what people watch me for. That is my lane and I stay in it. Emaru likes what she's doing. Her audience likes what she's doing. There are plenty of other channels that will regurgitate your political takes back to you. Just turn on the TV. Turn on CNN.
Yeah.
Most normal people are sick and tired of celebrities just like spewing their political takes completely unprompted. I don't care what Glub Shitto thinks of politics, okay? Why does Glub Shitto have to get on stage and start talking about how we're on stolen land or some shit? Why do you need your political opinions thrown up into your mouth by a celebrity like a fucking baby bird? Like, do you really
Excuse me?
want Sydney Sweeney throwing up in your mouth? Don't answer.
She's about to tell me not to answer that, so I won't answer that.
Don't answer that. Please don't answer that.
She's right when she says most streamers are not qualified to talk about politics. Okay, here's the thing, dude. You actually don't have to be qualified to talk about politics to say F ICE. It's not that hard of a concept.
You actually don't have to know what you're talking about in order to just say the line. What? You should look into a topic, do your own research, come to your own conclusion, and form your own opinion on the topic. You should not just blindly, mindlessly say the line.
Yeah. If you want to do all that research, you could just not talk about it or care about it at all and focus on things that matter to you.
You know who doesn't do political content? Cutie Cinderella. Cutie Cinderella literally never does political content. And even she's capable of saying F ICE. What about Cinna? You don't have to be a political creator to recognize that it's not hard to say F ICE.
You don't have to be a political content creator to say the line. All your other friends are saying the line, Emaru. Why aren't you saying the line, Emaru?
L ICE. Okay, but unironically though, F them. Straight up.
Wow, so brave.
Hey, F them. Yeah, it's F them, don't care, and if you don't like that I say that, it's F you too. You know what I mean? It's really that easy for me, I'm telling you right now.
There's Emaru's roommate saying the line. Aren't we all proud of her? By the way, where are all her friends during all of this? Where are all her morally righteous, good guy, big streamer friends while this is all going down? While she's being dragged by half of the internet for doing absolutely nothing wrong. This girl who literally just came out of an allegedly abusive relationship. This girl who literally just got assaulted, grabbed by some freak at a convention. Now this girl is going through all of this. I guess it's fine to be silent when your friend is getting dragged by half of the internet, but don't you dare stay silent about current thing. I don't even know this woman, and I'm sticking my neck out for her because it pisses me off seeing this kind of shit happen to people who absolutely do not deserve it.
If you're above the age of 18, you should care about politics in your fucking country. You don't get to be like, well, I don't agree with this whole taxes thing, so I'm just not gonna pay for it. You can't say like, well, I'm just not going to care about all this politics stuff.
When someone doesn't have an opinion on a political topic, people like you might get a little mad. When someone doesn't pay their taxes, the government comes and arrests them.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the difference between those things.
There's this weird idea in America especially where like you can just be an adult and be like, oh, I don't care about politics.
Some people don't really have a lot of time to care. Because some people feel like no matter who you vote for, no matter who you put in, nothing changes. And everything's too expensive. And you got to focus on feeding yourself, feeding your family, and paying bills. Like, it's too much to focus on. Why would you sit down and try and do all this research and figure out what answers you need to come up with and then vote for a certain someone who's probably not going to do what you want them to do anyway, when you can just focus on working and paying stuff, because that's all you really can do at the end of the day.
What?
Many people, most people, do not care that much
If that
about
made any
politics.
sense.
I know to you and me that's like mind-blowing, that's like unfathomable, because our whole life is politics, our job is politics, like I get it. But most people's lives do not revolve around politics. They do other things other than fight with strangers online.
Like, have a job, for one.
Crazy, I know.
A real
Man,
job.
do I envy them. I was so much happier before I knew. Sadly, it is getting harder and harder for the average person to not care about politics because politics is seeping into literally everything. Politics will be bending you over and spreading your cheeks and going in dry whether you want it or not. And
Oh my. Oh my, that's an image.
unfortunately, the people who are like, I just want to be left alone, are the people who are the most fucked by politics. Also,
Yeah.
more importantly, Emeru wasn't saying that she doesn't care about politics. She was saying she didn't want to talk about politics. I feel like that is a huge difference. I care a lot
Definitely.
about like skincare, but I don't get on here and talk about like peptides and collagen to my audience because they don't give a shit. They're here to watch me say feminism is doo-doo and make silly little faces at the camera. Yeah, you like that shit? I hate when grown women don't have a mind of their own. You are 28 years old. Please develop a mind of your own. All she does is pander to anime gooner men. No mind of her own. I never liked Emeru, so
God.
finding out she's stupid and doesn't have a mind of her own is nice.
They're like robots. They're all clones. They all say the same shit.
Audacity. If she didn't have a mind of her own, she would have mindlessly parroted the shit you want her to say. She would have mindlessly just been
Bots.
like, fuck Ice. If Emeru came out and was like, actually, I think Ice is doing a fine job, do you think they'd be like, ah yes, she has a mind of her own? No, absolutely not. They are not angry that she doesn't have an opinion. They are angry that she doesn't have their opinion.
True.
The absolute audacity to say that this woman doesn't have a mind of her own while thousands of you people swarm her like drones, barking orders at her to say the line. You guys literally operate like the fucking Borg. So what I'm gathering is that Emeru is a grown woman who acts like a frail, silly little girl to entertain fat, dirty, incel Asian fetisher weirdos and is okay with that but draws the line at saying Ice is bad. Emeru and Asmon's audience are the same. Incels love Emeru because she confirms the image of the anime bimbo stereotype that incels worship. She definitely cultivated an audience who, in the end of all things, are reactionary. She appeals to violent racists who fetishize Asian
Meanwhile, you're posting something hoping it's reactionary.
women. What the fuck is this Asian fetish thing? Are they just saying this because she's fucking Asian? Like, I'm trying to find a clip of Emeru saying sucky sucky $5 or something, but it doesn't exist. I don't know what to tell you, man. It's not a coincidence that she answered the question this way, and that her fan base consists heavily on Asian fetishes. I don't know where this is coming from. And this woman, the woman saying this is literally an OnlyFans, like an Asian OnlyFans
Yeah, you
model.
could say that about any Asian female on that streams. There's going to be full of people that have like fetishes like that. You can't single out a person.
I'm sorry, are you really the person to be talking about fetishization here? The most insane part of all of this had to be when her ex-boyfriend, her allegedly abusive ex-boyfriend, posted his own fuck Ice in the middle of his ex-girlfriend being canceled for not saying that. Like, how fucking petty
Yeah.
do you have to be
I didn't even know that.
subtweet your ex like that? Another character involved in all this is former booby streamer Caseytron.
It reminds me
Oh
of
my
whenever
God.
Amarath started wearing a cowboy hat because that's whenever she started going like full Nazi basically.
Wasn't she wearing that when she was playing Red Dead, which is a cowboy game? Am I missing something?
She started wearing the cowboy hat.
Great game, by the way.
It's like whenever these Texas girls in like these Austin, Texas streamer circles start wearing cowboy hats, that's whenever you gotta watch out.
A woman in Texas wearing a cowboy hat?
No.
Lord, take me out. Take me out back, behind the shed. Put me out of my misery if I ever become this politically brain rotted. Holy shit.
Like, you know that she probably has like weird incels donating her hundreds of dollars. It's because, like, in my opinion, like, it's all a facade to appeal to the worst type of men. Because, like, really misogynistic, shitty incel like men, they like a woman that doesn't have any opinions. I think that she also plays into how a lot of incels will fetishize Asian women. Her whole
You guys ever see that Family Guy clip where Peter is trying to get Lois to get directions on which way on the freeway to go, and he finally chooses a spot before she gets the directions out, and then she tells him the other he was supposed to go the other way, and he just does that really long sigh that fogs up the windshield. That's me right this second. My gosh.
platform is just like appealing to like the worst fucking men. She's like basically like she's like a pick-me for like incel freaks.
So this fucking pick-me shit, dude. It's gonna be the death of me. Before making this video, I watched a bunch of Emeru stuff, and I saw no signs of like pick-me behavior at all. At least with
It's because like, I don't think I'm subscribed. I don't think I'm subscribed to her, but all she does is play games. I'm pretty sure.
some streamers or some YouTubers, people could be like, oh, they criticize women, so they're trying to be like one of the good ones, and they're a pick-me. Like, okay, sure, like, that's retarded. We all know that's retarded. But at least I can, like, kind of see how is Emeru a pick-me? She doesn't even do that shit. Like, where is the pick-me thing coming from? No, really, though, what makes her a pick-me and not the booby streamer or OnlyFans models calling her a pick-me? You are literally selling your body for men to consume. If men do not pick pictures of your ass, you can't pay rent. There's no bigger
True.
pick-me on earth than a fucking porn star.
Yep.
And me. I don't care about being called a pick-me. I've been doing this for over a decade now. I'm used to it. I've been called it thousands of times. I'm a 35-year-old married mother. I do not give a shit.
Yeah, at this point, it's probably just white noise for her.
I do care, however, when other women are called pick-me for the crime of not following a hive mind. I see it so often in like the VTuber community. Like all these VTuber anime women will be called pick-me's for just saying their opinions. You have to understand, like, to these people, whenever a woman has like an opinion that is not like the corporate HR approved opinion of the week, whenever a woman doesn't toe the line of the current thing, in this case, whenever a woman doesn't say anything, she's called a pick-me. You know, she just must have these opinions for men. No other reason. Every woman is secretly a big progressive feminist. And if they're not, they're just doing it for male attention. Because I'm sure someone who looks like this is really starving for male attention.
Yeah.
And then in my opinion, it's like she's not entertaining whatsoever. She's like, I would literally.
Yes, and the person sitting here talking like this, and she's blah, 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 blah. Yeah, you're so entertaining.
Rather watch paint dry.
So true, because you know what is far more entertaining than a cute, high-energy cosplay streamer reacting to memes? This is way more entertaining. And if you don't agree, you're just like an incel.
Fucking called it.
Okay, bitch. Eventually, after a few days of being dogpiled by the most annoying people on Earth, Emeru came out with a statement. Hello, it's very rare I will speak my mind, but I'd rather get my thoughts out there, so apologies if this is long. There's a clip from my stream that's...
Yeah, I think this was her. Yeah. If this is the post I think it is, which I think it is, she shouldn't have done this. You can't apologize to these people. Because now they know they can keep piling on you.
Been circulating a lot, so I'd like to explain it for anyone who was hurt or shocked by it. It should go without saying that no one deserves to live their life in fear of being killed or taken away from their homes or families, regardless of who is doing it, but especially not because of ICE or any other government agency. I understand the world is a very cruel and messed up place. You don't have to study politics or actively read the news to know that. I would never want to invalidate anyone who struggles with those things, and an agency causing fear and suffering deserves zero support. To me, that's not even political, it's basic human empathy. Now, I thought that statement was perfectly fine. My issue with it is, she didn't have to make it.
Yep.
She was basically forced to come out and say her opinion. So did these freaks finally back off once Emeru made
No, they
her
never do.
opinion about ICE clearer? No, of course not.
Nazi
It just gets
response.
worse.
TLDR, go f yourself and your PR apology. And there it is. Of fucking course she's another dumb c***. Girl, we are not as dumb as you look. You're still a racist chud, but continue to enjoy the money you get from your incel audience because they're disgusting, just like you. All I hear is, I support Israel and my name is Emery.
What?
Wait, what? Where the f did Israel come from? What? I don't like to talk about politics.
always
because
Israel.
I'm a Nazi and I'm ashamed of my opinions. Everyone knows what's up. She's a fascist in disguise and is squirming. Emeru, you are garbage Nazi-loving c***. You got orange around your mouth. Say F you, Asmongold. If you're neutral, oh wait, if you're neutral, you might as well say you're MAGA. Stand for something, ho. That's what Trump wants, for everyone to be quiet about it. The idea of get off the internet is so fucking ignorant. This dumb cunt needs to shut her fucking mouth. Thank God her downfall is happening. I've been hating on her since day one and knew something was off about her. Not a good statement. She implicitly disavowed ICE, but not so much the actual Trump admin.
Yeah, you disavowed ICE, but what about the whole Trump administration? They're like literally the mouse from If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. I was like reading that book to my
I think we have that book.
toddler the other day and I was like, oh my god, this is literally Twitter. You cannot give them an inch, dude.
Of course are incel fans swooping in to protect the poor little 28-year-old.
Ah yes, incels, known for defending women online. What? What the f does the word incel even mean anymore? Does it just mean man now? It just means man. Man I do not like.
I had no idea this was a thing until yesterday. How come no one told me Emeru low-key a femcel?
Femcel! Emeru's a femcel! Oh my f- Do people just not know what words mean anymore? How are they coming to these conclusions?
No, because they just copy paste. They don't care what the words mean. They don't care at all. They just use it to try and make a point, even if it doesn't make any sense. And eventually it spreads enough to where it makes sense to them.
I mean, have you looked at her? I mean, look at her. Look at her. Just look at her. Look at her.
Yeah, sorry, I don't
There
see
she
it.
is.
I think you guys just might be mentally ill.
We need to do something about these male-centered women.
Okay, first of all, nothing is more male-centered than centering your life around hating men. Men just live rent-free in your fucking head. Take it up with God, go to therapy, do literally anything else than make it our problem.
F her, and especially f her bestie Asmongold. I hope they get kirked. 30-year-old woman
God.
too scared to say f guys to keep her incel audience happy. Let's hope she gets abused again. Couldn't happen to a better
Wow, these people are so progressive and kind.
person. Next time this cunt is assaulted, I'm gonna laugh and laugh. F her and f guys and f you if you support this cunt. Emeru deserved what Miskiff did to her. F Emeru for supporting
God.
ICE. I genuinely hope this bitch gets oh, okay. I reported that one.
Yeah.
Holy shit. What is wrong with these people?
See, you don't understand. I'm good
They're
guy.
just adults who throw tantrums. That's all they are. They're adults who never got told no when they were younger. And so anytime something doesn't go their way or someone goes the opposite way of them, it triggers them and they throw tantrums online. Some do it in person.
Which makes it okay for me to say f***ed up things about bad guy. You think saying that to someone is f***ed up? Well, you should be abused too, because you're probably also bad guy. It's called being on the right side of history, chud. Look it up.
Nazis deserve death, and silence
Nazis do deserve death. But their term for Nazi is not the same.
is compliance.
May I just remind the audience that this is what she said.
If you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to get off the internet.
Ladies and
True
gentlemen,
statement.
a Nazi that deserves death. What?
After making her terrible statement full of lies, Emeru decided to follow right-wing grifter Shoeonhead. Of course Emeru is now following a fellow pathetic pick-me for being quiet about ICE. They both don't want to piss off their 100% right-wing gooner fan base.
For the record, my fan base is probably like 70% right-wing and 80% gooner. Okay, but for some reason, they didn't mind when I came out and harshly criticized ICE in my last video. Yeah, some disagreed, but for the most part, they didn't care. As long as you aren't preaching from an ivory tower with no nuance, rhyme, or reason, people—
Yeah, the different thing with Shu is you can tell she's being honest with her opinions. She's not trying to virtue signal. She just says what she thinks. She makes jokes. And you can tell she sees things from both sides pretty consistently. It's a lot easier to listen to someone like that consistently as well and, be perfectly fine with it and not triggered by it. I hate that word.
People don't care. I'll say some shit like, we should decommodify housing. And the right-wingers in my audience are just like, okay, commie mommy. These people cannot fathom a universe where people just disagree. Oh, you're just scared. You don't want to upset your chud audience. I upset my chud audience every goddamn day. You're the ones terrified of your own fucking cult. God forbid you only agree with 99% of the hive mind approved opinions. God have mercy on your soul. I do not envy you. Once you bend the knee to these people, once you apologize or capitulate, it's over. These people don't actually want an apology. They want to humiliate you. They want to drag you down. At the end of the day, they have found a socially acceptable way to bully people. That's what this is. A lot of people in response to Emeru's statement were like, why did you apologize to the mob? You know, you bent the knee, you're a coward. And honestly, people don't realize how insane it can get.
Yeah. You can't attack her for that. You can disagree. Like, I don't agree that she should have made the statement, but I'm not going to tweet at her or attack her for it.
These people, the cult of the CryBully.
Because you're not going to help the situation by doing that.
They come in swarms, they get in your head, they prey on your empathy, they isolate you from your friends, they make you feel like a terrible person for having milquetoast normal ass opinions, or in this case, no opinion. And when you are someone who is not used to dealing with these types of people, or you are someone in like a vulnerable state of mind, it is very easy for these cult-like tactics to work. This shit works especially well with women in particular, not to be sexist, but it's just true. Honestly, you know, now that I think about it, the only people who are immune to this are like autistic people. I swear to God, people on the spectrum are immune to the CryBully tactics. What happened is Emeru just saw like a shit ton of people who were mad at her, and she wanted to do the correct thing. Unfortunately, this is just gonna make it worse. And they're moving on to one of their favorite tactics.
The big question in everyone's mind is, well, are you still friends with Asmongold?
While it is appreciated that you are taking a stand and clarifying the clip, you do continue to be vague about how deep your associations with Asmon are. So
It's none of your business.
oh, hopefully you've cut ties with that hate-mongering Nazi troll Asmon, right? Glad you made this and owned up to it, but you're still friends with Asmongold, so it doesn't read as earnest. Almost a decent explanation, but the elephant in the room is that your friendship with Asmongold is holding this back from seeming sincere. Okay, now what about your best friend Asmongold? Denounce Asmon or I'm not taking this seriously. You're friends with Assmold. Assmold?
I'm pretty sure she's still friends with Asmongold.
Now, whatever you think of Asmongold, he is friends with Emeru. They are friends, even though they disagree with each other. Crazy.
Which is okay. I have 2 friends left. Both of them disagree with me on a lot of things. And one more than the other. And we're still perfectly fine. We're great friends. I did lose a friend like a year ago, which really sucks. They were friends with me for like 20 years, is what it is. But it, you know, my last 2 that I got, one specifically disagrees with me on a lot of things, but we're still really good friends. We hang out all the time. It's okay.
Right?
I literally said, like, I don't agree with the things he says. Like, what do y'all want me to do? Like, fucking shoot him on stream?
Yes, that
There's nothing you can do except do your best to ignore the stuff. Unfortunately, that's all you can do.
is what they want you to do. Yes. Around 2018, I was facing nearly daily harassment for being friends with someone who was on the right. Hundreds of people were on my ass like every day. They were calling my job. They got emails of my family members. It was like non-stop. Now, this person was a good friend of mine, but in order to get all these people off my back, I did probably the cringiest thing ever, and I publicly disavowed her. Publicly disavowed a friend of mine over political differences. Now, for those of you who are new here, that sounds like something I would never do, but I did it. I bent the knee to a faceless mob of people who hate me. And in return, I received nothing. The harassment didn't stop, the hate didn't stop. Well, needless to say,
Hopefully there's not a weird cut there. I had to help my son real quick.
karma is real, and the same thing happened to me years later. I was publicly disavowed by friends over political differences. This story ultimately does have a good ending. Me and my friend from 2018, we made up years ago, but looking back on all this in 2026 is extremely embarrassing. And if I knew what I knew now, I would have just told those people to go fuck themselves. But in the moment, it's incredibly stressful, and you just kind of want it all to stop. And you will do whatever you can to make it stop. So I understand why Emeru came out and made a statement. I just really hope she doesn't wind up disavowing friends over political differences like I did. It was a huge mistake, and it is not worth it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can't even begin to understand the pressure that is, or the stress. So it's easy for me to sit here and say that was the mistake, but completely different situation than I'm in compared to her. That's completely fair.
Because you are going to find yourself surrounded by people who see you as a temporary ally and not a real friend. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a never apologize person. You should apologize if you actually do something wrong, if you actually wronged someone. But you shouldn't apologize to like a nebulous, faceless mob of people while facing down a barrel of a gun. There is nothing that she could say and no amount of money she could donate that could convince me she's not a soulless ghoul like all the men she's happily surrounded herself with for years. There is nothing you can ever do to please these people, so why bother? They will not be happy until you kill yourself, and even then they will dance on your grave. And I know, like, with everything going on right now, like, is this really a video about cancel culture in 2026? And it's like, yeah, I don't know. First of all, you should expect that. You clicked on a Shoeonhead video. But second of all, yeah, I feel like this is kind of important to talk about. I feel like this type of thing is part of the reason we are where we are right now. This type of stuff drives people away from the left. And more importantly than that, it's just evil. I saw some leftists covering Emaru being canceled, and they were like, the cultural shift is here. Woke 2.0, we don't play around, we're mean now.
I saw some
Woke
of that.
2.0? Because Woke 1.0 worked out so well for you guys in the country, right? You're supposed to learn from your mistakes, not double down and get worse. I don't know how you can look at the last 10 years and be like, we have got to get more annoying. Like, what are you doing? Attacking normie streamers for not wanting to be involved in political discourse? Also, I feel like this goes without saying, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I'm not smearing, like, the left as a whole, okay? This isn't fucking Fox News. This isn't the Nuxanor channel. I'm well aware there are plenty of left-wing people, especially in my audience, who feel the same way I do. I'm talking about a certain faction of the mostly online left. I was about to say it's like a loud minority, but I don't even think it's a minority anymore. I think it's like a majority. Like, I feel like I'm one of the only ones like holding down the fort. Like me and Anna Kasparian. And every day I'm called a right-wing grifter for being like, hey, maybe we can focus on the issues that like actually affect the working class. You know, things that actually help people, not stupid fucking shit like going after e-girl cosplay streamers. Like, can we just get back to the fact that we are all being—
It's because the entire left right now is consumed around non-Americans and trans. That's like 99% of their issues. Any other issue that was originally left is probably moved towards the right now. Like, that's what it feels like to me.
being ruled by satanic billionaire pedophiles who may or may not be eating children, please? Thank you. In conclusion, Emaru did nothing wrong. People are tired of having politics shoved down their throat, and you don't need to speak about things you don't want to speak about. You don't have to do that. You don't have to say the line, actually. This is mass psychosis, rivaling on 2020. These people are trying to socially ostracize this woman for not putting like a black square on her Instagram. They're just mad at Emaru for not doing like the ice bucket challenge or some shit. Like that's basically what is happening here. If you are going to streamers for political information, you are cooked. If you are going to Shoeonhead for political information, you are deep fried. So that was that little video. If you liked my yapping, please subscribe. And if you can, donate to my Patreon down below. It really helps the channel out, and I appreciate it so much. And I will see you guys very soon with a new video. Bye!
Bye! Great video, as always. She was great. It's like that. I mean, all her videos are outstanding. I don't think she's missed. I think I've been watching her since 2017, 2018. I don't remember. It's been quite a while. I mean, I was watching her back when she was doing like the pink tax videos. Like, but yeah, good stuff. I'll try to react to all her videos. Well, not our old ones in the future when she comes out with new ones. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. Goodbye.